What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, we got some dead news for you, man, right now regarding Lawrence Duck Okolie. Here we go. The All-London Derby between Lawrence Okolie, aka the Penny Boy Plumber, and Richard. I'm trying to think of a name. You know what? Scrap the name for Richard. I'm just going to put this one up here. Oh, come on, man. What you... The RuPaul. Yeah, RuPaul Riakporhe. That's mad. Wait a minute. Let me re-announce this one right here, folks. The All-London Derby between Lawrence, the Penny Boy Plumber, Duck Okolie, and Richard RuPaul Riakporhe. Now, listen, man. At least listen. At least Richard didn't... Listen. Richard might be on some RuPaul-ness. Let me show you RuPaul quickly. This is for some of you, man, who ain't educated in the scene. Yeah? Let me show you RuPaul. So stop playing with me. Oh, AB. There's no way. Look at RuPaul here. Look at RuPaul, man. If you got Netflix, yeah, the cabal will hit you with this one here. I didn't watch it. I swear down I didn't. It wasn't me who watched it, man. It's a mad thing there. Yeah? Let me show you this RuPaul thing, man. Look at this RuPaul thing. Come on, man. Big hefty Nick too. Big old hefty. This Nick here like 6'5", man. The ancestors turning in their grave on this one here. Seriously. Do you not stop playing with me, man? Look at this one here. Look at this one here. Look at this one here. Big old Nick too. Anyway, where was we? So the point of the video is, you've seen the title anyway. Richard Hrgovic. Sorry, that's the wrong one. Lawrence the Penny Boy Plumber, Hrgovic Okolie, has bottled it. Yeah? The April 5th fight is now off as Okolie has suffered a nondescript injury in training. Who's shocked here? Not me. Yeah, this is getting pathetic now. Listen, Dillian Whyte isn't known for politicking so much, so I'm not writing him off, but Dubois doing weirdo things. Dillian Whyte, rightly or wrongly, none of us are under there, yeah? Something's fishy now. 3 decent fights have flopped in the space of essentially a month. Is it all a coincidence? Is everyone getting sick? Is everyone whacking their bare hand on brick walls? I don't know, people. That said, the fight's off. Okolie hasn't come out and said nothing. And what I find really odd is, literally 1 day ago, you can see it here, 1 day ago, Lawrence Okolie posted, "Not the same. Riakporhe's forever in my shadow." And he posted this meme or whatever up on Instagram. Me and the Olympian Lawrence Okolie working in the gym yesterday. And he's posted a picture of... So this is obviously one of Riakporhe's old tweets from 2017. And he's posted a picture of Riakporhe and Okolie. Okolie put this out though, kind of pieing him, saying, "Oh, you was looking up to me then. You was grateful to be in the gym working with me as an Olympian." And obviously he put this one out here as well. He put this kind of pie out on Riakporhe. This SD photo here. So Lawrence Okolie's talking the talk here, and then a day later he's pulling out. Is it? I don't know. I'm not a boxer. Is it possible? I guess at some point you've got to become injured. So he wasn't injured yesterday, is what we know for a fact. Right? He wasn't injured yesterday. He's gone into the gym today, not bought his hand wraps, not bought his gloves, and was punching man bare knuckle. That's what we can conclude. And I find it odd that so far there's been no description of the injury. Yeah, Ring Magazine, they'd have the plug. Yeah. It's just off. It's off and there's a magical injury. And why this is even more suspect, I've got a leak here. We know Okolie's trained now by Joe Gallagher. He came out on TalkSport a week ago. Well, this is probably filmed a week ago. I'm not sure when it was filmed. The point is, in the last few days at least. Some point in the last few days, bosh. Yeah. This dude came out and he told the truth. He said, "Well, there's not much in it for us, this fight with Riakporhe, and we're number one and we've got it all to lose." Oops. He give the game up. Here's the bars from Joe Gallagher.
It goes, but like I said, in a great position.
Do you expect to see a stoppage in that fight between Riakporhe?
I think we've got 2 big hitters, and I do with Lawrence, yeah.
I mean, Richard didn't let his hands go in the CBS fight, did he?
No.
And he was mostly weight trained as well, and you'll see a different...
That's the fascination about this fight, is going in at heavyweight here. You've got 2 guys that were struggling at the weight at cruiserweight, and that creates a negative performance. So I understand that totally from both sides. Well, I think that we'll see a more aggressive side, obviously, from Lawrence, from what you're telling me. And I think we'll see that from Riakporhe. It's a better fight, actually, at heavyweight than it was at cruiserweight. It's a good fight.
Yeah, I think so too. I hope it is, because I like both fighters, and what I don't want is a stinker.
Yeah.
I think it has the propensity to be that. I hope it's a
don't
good
think we
fight.
get it.
Because I don't think if either...
He took my bars. Simon took my bars, by the way. I ain't playing with you, man. No one was talking stinker. I was talking stinker. Stop playing with you, man. Give me
One of them
where
wins
my
on-
flowers at? Yeah? Come on. Lord Fire Quad. Send my flowers. Stop playing with me.
the back of a stinker, I don't think it helps either one of them particularly.
See, the thing with Lawrence, I said to Lawrence, yeah, we'd fight Charles Martin. Yeah, we'll fight. They put loads of names to us, Ortiz, Charles Martin, all that, and we said yes to them all. So it's not like we're not. And then we've ended up with Riakporhe, and I said, well, he really doesn't do nothing for us. And this was before his latest ranking. So Lawrence now has got everything to lose, where Richard has everything to win. So that's thrown into the pot now. So we're like in a Champions League semi-final here now. Do you understand?
But it's a good British fight.
Oh, yeah, it's a great British
It should
fight.
get people's interest.
100%, definitely. When them two start going at the press.
We'll look forward to it. We'll look forward to it.
So, you heard it there. Oh, we've got nothing to gain now. We've got it all to lose. Now we're number one. You didn't even earn the number one. So that's the thinking they've got. They're already feeling entitled. Oh, we're number one. We don't need Riakporhe. We don't need RuPaul's little brother. Yeah? There's no good making memes. There's no good making memes. Oh, it's all crack a joke. But you bottled the fight. What's the point doing that? What's the point memeing a day ago? And now, oh, actually, no. You know, he's too... Oh, it's all our risk. And this guy's talking about, oh, we could have fought Charles Martin. We're not ducking no one. Charles Martin? Who's he? And there's another part of this video. I can't bother to find it, but take my word for it. In this same interview, Gallagher says, yeah, we really wanted the Joe Joyce fight. That would have proved a lot. Come on, Pete. I'm going to be honest here, yeah? As bad as Riakporhe looked, as bad as RuPaul's little brother looked against Billy Smith, honestly, Joe, he'd get knocked out by Okolie real quick. I'm not even playing with you, man. But Riakporhe might. RuPaul's little brother might get knocked out real quick too. I actually think Riakporhe's probably a little bit more durable. Honestly, I think Joe's finished. I'm not even playing with you. Especially, we know Joe's sucker for a right hand. He's slow, sucker for a right hand. Okolie will just ping it off and his head will go rattling off, seriously. So I don't want to see that for Joe. Joe needs a Dillian White type fights, 50-50s with high relevance. He's earned that now. Yeah, putting Joe in there with Moser Talma and these other guys, it's not right. I don't know what's wrong with it. It's like this weird entitlement / bully culture. I don't like it. You're picking on Joe now. Joe's clearly washed up, so you're thinking, ooh, yeah, let's knock Joe. You know, I have to find the bars. 'Cause the way he sells it, the way Gallagher's sitting there saying, well, you know, there'd have been great intrigue there because both fighters need to rebuild. No, that's not the truth. Okolie's psychologically a bit iffy. He's not shot to pieces. That's a lie there. You're trying to...
Well, if you can't beat him, then
Here we go, here it is.
Florence Okolie, it was agreed on, and saying that sticking sex, but where they all end up getting holding all the time and that type of stuff, and it becoming quite a bit of a bad event. We really wanted the Joe Joyce fight. I thought that was an ideal fight for Lawrence Okolie. It was agreed on, and then it didn't happen. And then when he pulled out Dillian White the other day, I said,
listen, if I was Lawrence Okolie's trainer, I'd be saying it's an ideal fight, but it's not right. What is wrong with this guy Okolie? He's a bully. I've got to be honest with you. Billy Smith, yeah, is solid, straight up and down kind of B-level fighter, I think it's fair to say. Yeah, he's not sitting the world alike. We saw that with Ramirez. Straight up and down fighter. You got in there, all the power, 4-1 favourite, and you bottled it. But then when you go in there with all these stiffs, you knock them out in one round. So he's a bully. That has to be said here. And that, oh, we want Joe Joyce. We want Joe Joyce. We really wanted Joe Joyce. We didn't really want Riakporhe. And listen to this bar here as well.
said, Lawrence, let's try and take that. So I just thought Joe Joyce was a motivated Joe Joyce because he wants to come back to say that he's not finished. And then Lawrence wants to show everyone that he is a genuine heavyweight. And it was just... well, if you can't beat him, then you've got nothing. And if you can't beat him, it was at crossroads for both of them. And it was a good fight for Lawrence. And if Lawrence could have done a number and Joey made a statement,
made a statement of, oh, it's a crossroads fight. It's not a crossroads fight. Okolie, yeah, is still in, what is he, 30 years old? He's still in, he probably hasn't even peaked, kind of thing. Is there a chance Okolie at 30 years old hasn't even peaked? Joe's 45 years old. And really, in CTE years, he could be 65, 70. If you were able to look at Joe Joyce's brain cells under a microscope, you'd see he's got the cell structure of a 79-year-old man with stage 4 Parkinson's. Right? That's not me being dramatic here. Who here is betting against looking at Joe Joyce's brain cells under a microscope and not describing it. The doctor's not saying, yeah, this is a 79-year-old man. If you did a blind study, yeah, and put a whole bunch of Parkinson's patients and Joe Joyce's cells under a microscope, the doctor would say, yeah, man, all these cats here, there's not one of these cats who isn't 79 years old and late-stage Parkinson's. Oh, yeah, it'd be a great challenge. I don't like it. I'm sorry, I don't like it. I don't like bullies. I don't like people. Yeah, listen to this one here. When Joe Joyce was on the way up, Okolie wouldn't have said his name not even half a way. He couldn't even get the J out. He wouldn't dare say J. Now all of a sudden it looks like a sweet spot, and he's jumping in there. Yeah, we want this fight. We want it to be great. Crossworlds. Yeah, it'll be really good. But then you're bottling it with Riakporhe, who's half alive still. Riakporhe's half alive, and you still bottled it. And you're sitting there trying to get fighters who are clearly neurologically compromised and have a go on them. And sit there. It's a disgrace, really. The quicker the WBC belt gets out of here, the better. How they put this bum at number one is ridiculous. He's done nothing. And now he's moving like a prima donna. He already had some prima donnas about him. Yeah, penny boys. Fight pure bums and then get punched up by Chris Smith. All messy looking. Where's the penny boys at? You got punched up, man. You got punched up. Embarrassing. They wouldn't even get punched. You just look pathetic in there, to tell the truth. Number one of what? Yeah? I'm going to tell you, man, the truth here, right now. That performance of Okolie versus Billam Smith, you have to watch it to believe it. That there is what was worse. In terms of the all-time power bottom, the greatest power bottom of all-time rankings, Okolie's up there, historically. Yes, Otto Wallin wins the pound-for-pound power bottom 2025, but that Billam Smith fight, that's an all-time great one for Okolie. He goes down in history in the Hall of Fame of grinder power bottoms, how he performed in there. He stunk the place out, proper. Stunk it out bad, I'm serious here. All-time stinker it was. Proper all-time stinker. And he's number one. What's going on? And now he's number one. He feels entitled to. Again, in this interview, Joe Gallagher says, yeah, well, you know, we got to be smart now because we're number one. And he's even talking about front stepping Ajit Caballero. He says, well, Caballero's the interim champion, but we're number one. So we'll see how that plays out. He doesn't say, yeah, we want to go in there and knock Caballero's head off. That's what he don't say. Of course he's not going to want to do that. That's the last thing he wants to do because he hasn't had no top fights. Billam Smith's nowhere near Caballero. Never mind he's a heavyweight. Not even close. Not even a bit close to it. Yeah? You forget about it. You went life and death with him and stunk the place out. Talking about, yeah, we will. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see how Frank Warren can scam Caballero out of his position that he's earned through hard work. Stopping big hard-back dudes. Who you stopped? Name one big name he stopped ever. Hrgovic. Duck Coley. You can't name a name. Pure bums on there, like Wilder. He's the British Wilder. But worse, because he is literally the proper bums. At least Wilder had some names in there. At least Wilder put Fury down and had a close fight with him the first fight. You ain't got that on there. At least Wilder sparked out Ortiz twice. Well, name me an Ortiz on Wilder's on Lawrence Okolie's resume. You ain't got one. You ain't got one. Not even half of one have you got on there. It's really annoying. And that moves me on as well to this Joe Joyce situation. So the card now has been completely undermined. You had White versus Joyce cancelled. You had Riakporhe versus Okolie cancelled. That card was banging. I was well looking forward to that. I saw someone in the comments say, yeah, I'm taking a day off work for this fight. I'm not sure when the fight was supposed to be on, but they're basically saying they're gassed and they can't wait. And I was feeling the same. This is real old school, to be honest. An old school kind of card. Where I'll watch, traditionally UK shows, yeah, I ain't watching nothing more than the last fight on the card. So for me to sit here and say I watched two fights, that was like revolutionary. This was going to be one of them cards where I was going to sit down and watch two fights of a UK show. They've both fell through. Now, there's talks actually of the light-skinned prophet, our saviour, Moses Atalma, stepping up and fighting Riakporhe, which will be wild. But we'll get to that in a second. Let me just show you this here, as far as Joe Joyce's replacement. Now, this is the bookies, obviously. Obviously, it's the YB, so it's going to be the bookies. We got some money to lose on here, man. No, but listen. This is the bookies. Why do I show you this? You can see here, April 5th, the Joe Joyce Dillian White fight has now been changed officially on the bookies side to Joe Joyce versus Hrgovic. So, they don't normally jump on things just for the sake of jumping on things. It hasn't been officially confirmed. In fact, Let me just check Joe Joyce Instagram. He might have put something out. But it's looking more or less like it's going to be Hrgovic. In fact, let's have a look at Hrgovic's Instagram. Get RuPaul's ass out of here, man. Come on, people. Let me tell you something about RuPaul. People, who here thinks the ancestors, yeah? Come on, people. Come on. Yeah? The ancestors picked all that cotton so this dude here can be doing this one. Never. Turning in their graves. Proper. Seriously. Ridiculous. Proper ridiculous, man. Can't believe what I'm seeing these times. These Babylonia's end times, folks. What was we doing? Hrgovic Instagram. Let's see if Hrgovic has been busy. Joe Joyce? No, he ain't put nothing out. Let's have a look at Hrgovic. Come on, come on. Come on. No, he's just got his bird on there. Okay, so forget about the Instagram then. But let's take the bookies. The bookies have normally, yeah, if a fight hasn't been half done, they'll just leave it off and then put it on when it comes out. The fight's still 3 weeks away. It's not like it's a big rush to get it on there. So on this basis, Joe Joyce versus Hrgovic, man, and this again, I'm bringing Joe Joyce up in this context because you've heard Joe Gallagher, Lawrence Okolie's trainer, saying, yeah, we want Joe Joyce. It makes me sad, to be honest. Joe Joyce is a throwback fighter, to tell the truth. He wanted Usyk way back when. He wanted him. He did. He wanted Usyk. Fact, Usyk actually ducked him and said, no, if I fight Joe Joyce, he gets a 2% split because that's what he's worth. We covered it at the time. This is documented fact. Joe Joyce is that guy. Joe Joyce was WBO interim champion or voluntary, something like that. Sorry, mandatory. And he chose optionally to fight Zhang. And now Dillian Whyte pulls out on 4 weeks' notice, and he's getting in there with Hrgovic. There's no one like this guy. Proper old school. And I feel sad for him. That listen, I wouldn't put my money on it. Joe's a big underdog here. He's looking about, 3-1? 4-1. 3-4-1 underdog, Joe Joyce is. And I tend to lean towards them odds, to be honest. His only hope is that Hrgovic has been in Benidorm with Tyson Fury and he literally has done no training for a year and he's coming off the couch in 4 weeks. That's Joe Joyce's only hope. If Hrgovic comes and he's got anything in him, I don't see this ending well. I see a stoppage here for Hrgovic. Too many ifs. We don't know what Hrgovic has been doing. If Hrgovic has been really disciplined and thought, you know what, I've been popped by Dubois and I'm sitting in the cut getting ready to catch someone slipping, then Joe's in trouble. We know Joe's got great cardio, but that right hand man, Chisora put him down. He looks proper. He went life and left with Gash Ali. He couldn't finish his dinner with Gash Ali, man. That's Gash Ali. He was useless. Never mind Hrgovic. Even Hrgovic on 4 weeks, man. There's levels, right? He couldn't finish his dinner with Gash Ali, man. Hrgovic gonna ping him with the right hand. This could be over quick. Seriously, this could be over in 3 or 4 rounds. It really could be. And I feel bad for Joe. He should have got the Dillian Whyte fight. I'd assume is more money. Or whatever, and there's relevance there. That fight was a 50-50. But Joe had a look in edgeways in that fight. I had him favourite, to be honest. I thought he'd win that quite comfortably. This one, though, is like, come on, who's advising Joe? It's not the time. You didn't pull out. Dillian Whyte pulled out. That fight should be rescheduled. Sorry, Frank, your show's over. Ask Dillian Whyte for any recompense you need. He pulled out, not Joe. Why is Joe being penalised? Having to fight, Okolie, get Okolie in there. It's like they turn Joe into, have a go on this guy. You heard the narrative from Joe Gallagher. Yeah, well, Joe's at the crossroads and we would be really good if we knocked him out. This is sick. Yeah? You big stiff penny boy plumber. You want to knock out Joe Joyce because you don't want to fight no one else who's half alive. That is your career. Oh, maybe he's won a belt. Won a belt from who? Who though? Who you won a belt from? Name them. Name the historical relevance of the guys he beat for a belt in the 10, 15,000 belt era. Name one. You don't know the name. I don't know the name. I couldn't even tell you. Who won the belt off? He had one relevant fight and shit himself. Fact. Not my opinion. Fact. He shit himself with Billam Smith. Proper gacked his pants. Never seen nothing like it. It was woeful. Proper woeful. And now you're trying to bully Joe Joyce as such. Listen, Joe might beat Okolie. He might do. I'm not trying to write Joe Joyce off and say he's washed up. Well, do you know what I mean? Oh, come on. It feels like bullying to me. They're picking on, you know what I mean? Pick on Joe because he's looking washed up. That's not right, because this guy's Joe Joyce is a true warrior. You see him here fighting Hrgovic, man. I don't know what this. He's not thinking straight, man. He's not thinking straight. He couldn't even finish Chisora, who was goosed after 4 rounds. He went lost against Chisora. Do you see what I mean? The old Joyce would have stopped Chisora for sure, right? He went life and death with Chisora, and that was before Chisora put him down, and no doubt escalated the level of his Parkinson's. Anyway, let's move on now to the Atama situation, because it says here somewhere. Where are we? Where is Atama? Okay, it goes. But the show will go on with the likes of Mark Chamberlain, blah, 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 blah. Delicious Ori. Come on, people, man. These light-skinned, man, they're off key. Delicious Ori. You know, man, these light-skinned, man. The Prophet must return. The Prophet must return. I've had enough of this right now. Seriously. They got a new boxer called Delicious Ori, and he's light-skinned, man. Let's have a look at Delicious Ori. Come on. Where did they find these guys? Delicious Ori, that's mad. Why has he got to be light-skinned too, man? You man ain't doing us no favours these times. Look at this guy here, man. Look at this guy. Delicious. That's mad, people. It better be delicious to the women as well. Don't be doing no next thing, man. Don't be doing no RuPaul Mars. Don't be doing that one there. Delicious to who? We want to know. Listen. We want to know now, in these Babylonian end times, 2025. We want to know who Ori is delicious to. It better not be no grinder man either. Yeah? Look at this guy here, man. Delicious Ori. Come on, people. Come on. Unbelievable. Anyway, so Delicious Ori's on the card, whatever that's worth, Olympian, medalist, something like that. And there's a title fight, English title fight between Adelaide and Jamie K. Never heard of him, whatever. But there's a Talmud, the Prophet is somewhere. Okay, sources have revealed to the ring that a Talmud could be a late addition to the card as a replacement for the Okolie Riakporhe clash. Oh, so I read it wrong. I thought they meant a replacement to fill in for Okolie. It's implying here actually a replacement. They're going to put a Talmud versus a complete Stifler as a replacement of that whole fight. So I was going to come on here and glaze a Talmud and say, yeah, he's up next, man. He's going to get in there with Riakporhe. And I was going to actually say, it's not a good idea to do that, to be honest, on this late notice. But then I was also going to say, if he does do it, if a Talmud gets in there with Riakporhe and smokes him, that is what has been prophesized. Yeah? That would be a prophet status level situation. Yeah? The light-skinned prophet mercenary comes in and just pops RuPaul's little brother right in his chops. Look at this RuPaul. Look at this RuPaul. He got makeup on, man. They put makeup on this big naive Mandinga Nick, man. Come on, people. Look at RuPaul little brother, man. Don't tell me that's not RuPaul little brother. Don't tell me that. Don't play with me. Don't lie to yourself. Oh, AB, you ain't boxed, and these guys, I don't give up what they do, to be fair. I don't care what none of these big Mandingas do. If some next zesty executive shekel can put makeup and hair clippings, put makeup and hair clippings in his hair, man. They put makeup and hair clippings in his hair. That's mad. RuPaul's brother looking. Look at RuPaul. Look at RuPaul. Come on, man. This is getting ridiculous these times. But listen, Riakporhe didn't pull out. We can roast him and Okolie can roast him. Oh, you zesty with it. Oh, you be modelling with it. He was going to turn up to fight. You've bottled it. And I've heard as well, Riakporhe was in camp with Okolie. So he was seriously on it. He was red hot. Okolie's bottled it. Yeah? He's bottled it. Is what I think it's fair to say. He's bottled it and he's politicking his #1 ranking that he's been gifted. After he allowed Mauricio Suleiman to hang out the back of him. Call me a liar. Make it make sense another way, people. How did you get a #1 ranking for beating who? Name one name. Name one heavyweight name. Who you beat? Oops. Yeah? That is the hanging out of the back of him effect. When an executive hangs out of the back of one of these Mandingas, you get perks. Obviously. Yeah? Mauricio flew his ass out. And he ended up doing a madness for the put on. That's a story as old as time, people. Fact. Do a madness and get put on. Oops, make it make sense another way. Oh, but YB, he fought this proper heavyweight Sandy plumber called Mohammed something. He did, I swear down. He fought a Sandy plumber. That's what he did at heavyweight. And now he's #1. What? Where are they doing that at? Where are they? Let's have a look here. Oh, I be you lying. There's no way he just fought one Sandy Plumbington. Yeah? Come on, people. Moody verifying. Come on. You know, taking all day, man. That's bare annoying. What are these dudes doing? No one's trying to hack your Moody. Who thinks BoxRec are going to get spammed? Who's spamming that website? About Cloudflare. Anyway, here we go. He fought Hussein Mohammed. Yeah? Hussein Mohammed he fought. How many of you man have heard of him? Oops. Not one of you man have heard of him. He's had one heavyweight fight. Hussein Mohammed. A proper stiff. That's all he's done. And now he's number 1 in the WBC. Well done, Okolie. You definitely didn't blow off Mauricio for the put on, right? That's me being, oh, maybe you're being too extreme. There's no way you did that. You fill the gaps in. If my gap filling ain't working out for you, you fill it for me. You make it make sense. Oops. What are you gonna say? Oh, but YB, he did this at cruiserweight. He got punched up at cruiserweight too. Chris Smith snatched him up and sent him home without his chain and his shoes on. He walked home barefoot. Documented. Okolie got sent home with no chains on and barefoot from Bournemouth back to wherever he come from. Fact, documented, man. Took his belt, took his chain, and took his shoes off, man, and sent him barefoot back. Yeah? That's what he did. Barefoot looking ass dude. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this. Some people stop it. Bosh.